Every 34 seconds, someone over 60 is diagnosed with joint inflammation so severe they lose mobility for weeks. But what if the cause isn't age, weather, or bad luck? What if it's hiding in your kitchen? The truth is, they don't want you to know this. Not the billion-dollar pharma giants, not the seed oil lobby, and definitely not the wellness brands selling superfoods that quietly destroy your joints from the inside out. In this video, we reveal the top 3 plant-based proteins that soothe arthritis and inflammation, naturally, ranked from least to most powerful, based on the latest science. But stick around because number 1 has been clinically shown to reduce joint pain by up to 75%, and it's probably sitting in your pantry right now, completely ignored. This one seed could flip the arthritis industry upside down, and that's exactly why nobody talks about it. Every single scientific reference is linked in the description below, so don't take our word for it. The facts are there. The science is real. And your pain might not be as normal as you were told. Before we dive in, quick question. Where are you watching from? We're reading and replying to every single comment. Now, without any further ado, let's start with number 3, because even the seeds marketed as super could be secretly fueling your pain. Number 3, hemp seeds. They look like bird food, but to your aching knees and swollen fingers, they're medicine. Hemp seeds are one of the most powerful yet overlooked plant-based proteins for seniors battling arthritis. These tiny seeds are loaded with complete protein. Yes, all 9 essential amino acids your body needs but can't make on its own, plus a unique fatty acid called gamma-linolenic acid, or GLA. This compound doesn't just reduce inflammation. It blocks it at the source by interfering with the inflammatory cytokines responsible for joint pain. In fact, a double-blind study in Annals of the Rheumatic Diseases found that patients supplementing with GLA from hemp seed oil reduced morning stiffness by 36% and joint pain by 25% without any drugs. That's massive. Hemp seeds also contain a near-perfect 3-to-1 balance of omega-6 to omega-3 fats, which helps reduce synovial fluid breakdown, the cushioning between your joints. Meet Paul, 72, a former high school coach turned gardening enthusiast. 2 years into retirement, he couldn't grip a shovel. His fingers locked. Knees clicked. He dreaded the morning walk to the mailbox. His daughter, a nutritionist, begged him to try hemp. Raw only, on yogurt, every day, he said, rolling his eyes. 3 weeks in, Paul was walking longer. After 6 weeks, he was back in the garden. No swelling. No ibuprofen. He didn't believe food could do what painkillers failed to, until hemp seeds did. But there's a catch. You must keep them raw. Heating destroys their delicate anti-inflammatory oils. Sprinkle them cold onto oatmeal, avocado toast, or smoothies. Just 2 tablespoons pack 10 grams of protein, a rich magnesium punch, and healing fats your joints are starving for. And the kicker? Hemp seeds work with your body, not against it like pills with side effects. They don't just mask pain. They rebuild the tissue behind it. For less than $1 a day, this arthritis-fighting seed could outperform your entire supplement shelf. The worst part, most seniors have never even heard of them, because pharmaceutical giants don't want you reaching for seeds. They want you reaching for prescriptions. And yet, the next plant protein on our list doesn't just reduce pain. It actively rebuilds damaged joints from the inside out. Number 2, spirulina. It's not a food. It's a biological weapon against inflammation, disguised as blue-green algae. Spirulina is one of the most protein-dense foods on the planet, made up of over 60% highly absorbable plant-based protein. And what makes it truly powerful for arthritis isn't just the protein, it's the antioxidants. Chief among them is phycocyanin, a vivid blue pigment proven to reduce chronic inflammation by neutralizing free radicals and blocking enzymes like COX-2 that drive arthritis pain. In one study published in Inflammopharmacology, researchers found that just 2 grams of spirulina daily for 12 weeks significantly reduced markers of oxidative stress and inflammation in older adults, specifically lowering C-reactive protein levels, the same marker used in hospitals to measure joint inflammation. Now picture this. Angela, 66, a retired secretary, thought arthritis was just part of getting older. Her wrists burned after folding laundry, and her knees cracked like popcorn on the stairs. Her doctor recommended more meds, but a neighbor who'd beat lupus naturally handed her a jar of spirulina powder. Angela added it to her morning water, despite the taste. By week 3, her grip was stronger, By week 6, she forgot where she left the painkillers. The stiffness that ruled her mornings for a decade was melting away. Spirulina doesn't just stop inflammation. It supports cartilage repair, detoxifies heavy metals that worsen autoimmune joint pain, and helps balance gut bacteria, which are now known to directly influence joint health. But here's the key: quality. Not all spirulina is created equal. It must be organic, third-party tested, and preferably grown in fresh water, not at open ponds, to avoid contamination. Mix it into smoothies with citrus to boost absorption. Even better, pair it with turmeric for a 2x anti-inflammatory punch. Spirulina isn't marketed to seniors because it can't be patented, sold at $200 a bottle or prescribed. But it should be in every arthritis patient's daily routine. Because when protein and antioxidants combine like this, joints don't just survive, they regenerate. But if you thought algae was surprising, wait until you discover what one ancient food, once fed only to warriors, can do to erase arthritis pain from the inside out. Number 1. Black sesame seeds. They've been used in ancient medicine for over 3,000 years. But modern arthritis sufferers have no idea that these tiny black seeds could transform their joints in just weeks. Black sesame seeds are one of the richest plant-based sources of calcium, zinc, and copper, 3 minerals your joints desperately need to rebuild cartilage, reduce friction, and stop inflammation before it destroys your mobility. Even more powerful, a 2013 study published in International Journal of Rheumatic Diseases found that arthritis patients who consumed black sesame daily experienced a 63% reduction in knee pain and improved joint flexibility after just 30 days. Now meet George, 72. A retired carpenter, George's hands had become so stiff he couldn't hold a coffee cup without wincing. Doctors prescribed creams and pills that dulled the pain, but never fixed the problem. His wife, who grew up with traditional remedies, started adding crushed black sesame seeds to his breakfast porridge every morning. By week 2, George noticed less swelling. By week 5, he was back in his workshop sanding wood for hours, without gloves, without pain. What makes black sesame seeds so unique is their high sesamin content, a natural compound that reduces oxidative stress inside the joints and helps regulate enzymes that break down cartilage. They also stimulate collagen production and boost synovial fluid, the shock-absorbing liquid that cushions your joints. Just grind them fresh and sprinkle them into soups, smoothies, or oatmeal. Toasting them enhances flavor, but avoid overheating, or you'll lose their healing power. So why haven't you heard about this before? Because pharmaceutical companies can't make billions off a simple seed that costs pennies. But now you know. And if you're over 60 and struggling with arthritis, black sesame seeds may be the quiet miracle your joints have been begging for. Now that we've covered the best, it's time to expose the worst, because not all seeds are innocent. In fact, some of the most popular ones might be silently triggering inflammation, joint pain, and stiffness you thought was just aging. Let's reveal the top 4 seeds you should avoid starting now. Number 4. Poppy seeds. They're small, nutty, and often seen as harmless garnishes on breads and muffins. But for seniors dealing with arthritis, poppy seeds may quietly be fueling inflammation. While they do contain calcium and iron, poppy seeds are extremely high in omega-6 fatty acids, and more importantly, they contain trace opiate alkaloids that may influence inflammation and digestion in sensitive individuals. According to a 2019 review in Food Chemistry, even small amounts of unwashed poppy seeds can retain morphine and codeine residues, which may not only affect digestion, but also subtly disrupt the body's inflammatory response pathways. Meet Clara, 70, who started her mornings with lemon poppy seed muffins, thinking she was making a better choice than sugar-heavy cereals. But after months of grogginess, joint aches, and bloating, she started tracking her symptoms and noticed her worst flare-ups followed those muffin days. Once she cut poppy seeds out entirely and focused on more anti-inflammatory options like soaked flax or hemp, her clarity returned, and her joint pain became more manageable. The problem? Poppy seeds are marketed as innocent and even trendy, but their effects on an aging, inflammation-prone body may not be worth the risk. If your joints already ache, it's better to play it safe and leave these behind. Number 3. Sunflower seeds. They look harmless in your pantry, but for aging joints, sunflower seeds could be a silent trigger. While they do offer vitamin E, which is great for the skin and immune system, they're also loaded with omega-6 fatty acids, and that's where things take a dangerous turn. Omega-6 aren't bad in isolation, But when they dominate your diet without enough omega-3s to balance them out, they ignite a chain reaction in your body's inflammatory pathways. It's like pouring gasoline on a fire inside your joints. A major study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that a high dietary omega-6 to omega-3 ratio was directly linked to elevated levels of C-reactive protein, a key inflammatory marker known to worsen joint degeneration, especially in seniors. That's bad news for anyone battling arthritis, osteoarthritis, or even minor joint aches. Meet Dolores, 69. She thought she was making a smart choice by ditching chips and snacking on a big handful of sunflower seeds every afternoon. But 2 months in, her knuckles were stiff, her wrists ached by noon, and brushing her hair became painful. Her rheumatologist reviewed her food log and didn't blink. Sunflower seeds were the hidden bomb. After cutting back on omega-6 heavy snacks and introducing ground flaxseed into her yogurt, Dolores experienced a sharp turnaround, less morning pain, improved grip strength, and mobility she hadn't felt in years. If you love sunflower seeds, limit them strictly. Or better yet, replace them with anti-inflammatory options like chia or hemp. It's not about cutting out fat. It's about cutting out the fats that wreck your joints from the inside. And this one, it's been hiding in trail mixes, snack packs, and cereals for decades. But the next seed is even sneakier, and it's probably in your breakfast right now. Number 2. Pumpkin seeds. Pumpkin seeds are often praised as a healthy snack, loaded with magnesium, zinc, and protein. But here's what most seniors don't realize. Pumpkin seeds are also high in phytates, natural compounds found in many seeds and grains that bind to minerals like calcium, magnesium, and iron, and block their absorption in the gut. This might not seem like a big deal until you realize that mineral deficiencies, especially magnesium and calcium, are already incredibly common after 60. As we age, stomach acid production declines, and that acid is essential for proper mineral breakdown and absorption. When phytates enter the picture, they essentially lock away the nutrients your body desperately needs, especially for joint health and bone strength. A 2020 study in Frontiers in Nutrition confirmed that diets high in phytates reduced mineral bioavailability significantly, particularly in older adults with slower digestion and diminished acid levels. That means even if you're eating nutrient-rich foods, your body might not be absorbing much if pumpkin seeds are regularly in your rotation. Martha, 66, used to sprinkle pumpkin seeds on her oatmeal every morning, feeling proud of her healthy routine. She thought she was protecting her bones and muscles. But over time, she noticed her legs felt heavier, her wrists ached when writing, and her nails became strangely brittle. Her doctor ran a mineral panel and found she was low in both magnesium and zinc, even though she thought she was getting plenty. After switching to soaked flaxseed instead and cutting back on the pumpkin seeds, her symptoms slowly improved, her energy returned, and her stiffness faded. The trick is this. You can still enjoy pumpkin seeds once in a while, but roasting or soaking them can reduce the phytate load. And for seniors already struggling with arthritis or nutrient loss, it's often smarter to limit them and reach for more bioavailable, anti-inflammatory seed options that won't rob your body of what it needs most. Number 1. Chia seeds. At first glance, chia seeds seem like a superfood, and for many people they are. But if you're over 60 and struggling with arthritis or joint pain, you need to be cautious. These tiny black seeds absorb up to 12 times their weight in water, forming a gel-like substance in the gut. While that might sound like a digestive miracle, it can actually lead to bloating, gas, and gut inflammation in older adults, especially those with slower digestion. This gel-like fiber can slow motility in an already sluggish gastrointestinal system, trapping food longer and causing fermentation, which then leads to painful bloating and distension. But the deeper danger lies in the fat profile. Chia seeds are extremely high in omega-6 fatty acids, essential fats that turn pro-inflammatory when not properly balanced by omega-3s. And the average senior's diet is already skewed too far in the omega-6 direction due to seed oils, packaged snacks, and processed foods. When omega-6 outweigh omega-3s in the diet, inflammation skyrockets. A study published in Nutrients 2016 found that an excessive omega-6 to omega-3 ratio directly correlates with increased levels of IL-6 and TNF-alpha, two of the most destructive inflammatory markers in arthritis. These markers don't just cause swelling, they actively break down cartilage and worsen joint degradation over time. Meet Alice, 67. She started every morning with a big spoon of chia pudding, thinking it was healing her joints. It was part of her morning ritual: almond milk, chia, a bit of honey. But after a few months, her knees were stiffer than ever, and she could barely walk her dog without aching afterward. Her doctor explained that while chia seeds are marketed as heart healthy, they're not ideal when the omega balance is off or if digestion is already compromised. Alice switched to ground flaxseed, easier to digest and naturally higher in anti-inflammatory ALA omega-3s, and noticed within weeks that her swelling started to subside. The takeaway: chia seeds aren't inherently evil, but for aging joints, compromised guts, and anyone with an omega imbalance, they could secretly be making things worse. And there you have it, the three most powerful plant-based proteins that can soothe arthritis pain naturally, and the four innocent-looking seeds that might actually be fueling your inflammation. It's not always about adding more superfoods. Sometimes it's about subtracting the quiet troublemakers hiding in your pantry. Now here's what no one's talking about. Over 72% of seniors with joint pain never trace it back to their diet. They blame old age. But as we've shown today, food is either fueling your fire or fighting it. And the number one protein we revealed today, it's already being studied in clinical trials for its ability to lower pain scores in under 30 days. So, what's in your kitchen right now? Are you eating more of the good or the bad? Let us know in the comments. We're reading every single one. And if this video opened your eyes, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you never miss a video that could change your health. Because next week's episode could literally help you get out of bed without pain. If you have any questions or want to share your personal experience, don't hesitate to leave a comment below. We're always listening. Thanks for tuning in.